Hey everybody. Well, I'm going to try this video one more time. Uh, Let me see what time I have. Okay. I've actually tried to do this video, 3 different times before now. One time I did the video and I went to upload it and I waited and waited and waited. And then I came on there and said it had been rejected because it had gone over the 10-minute time limit. So I said, well, another time I did it, and at almost the very end, my batteries died. That run the whole thing. And then the third time I did it actually in my den, and I thought, well, I kept a close eye on my time like I'm doing now. And then when I went to watch it back, the sun had been coming in, and you could only see this half of me, and all this was just a shadow. I said, am I never going to get to make this video? So I thought I'd come back here to the bedroom today and make the video because my little doggy, this is one of the last things that my late husband gave me. And I have it sit back here on the bed. And this dream that I'm going to tell you about was actually about him. He and I both had a dream on the same night, and I'm going to tell you how that dream worked. I had this dream one night that I was going to be a guest on the Jerry Springer Show. And anytime you're on the Jerry Springer Show, it's no good can come of that. We all know that. So anyway, I dreamed that they called my name, and that I go out on stage, and when I'm going out on stage, everybody's like, oh, and they're pitying me. And I'm like, well, why are they pitying me, And so I look over at the other far end of the stage. They have my chair over here, and way on the other far end of the stage is my husband. And he was just sitting there. He wasn't smiling or anything. He was just sitting there. And in my dream, I asked him, I said, honey, did you bring me to the Jerry Springer Show? And he wasn't saying anything. I'm like, well, why would you possibly bring me to the Jerry Springer Show? Honey, why did you bring me to the Jerry Springer Show? And he wasn't saying anything, and everybody was just sitting there. Jerry's got his arms crossed. And I'm like, oh my God. I said, are you cheating on me? And he didn't say anything. And I said, oh my God, you are cheating on me. So I take off running backstage. You know how they do. And I take off running backstage, and I'm going all down through these hallways. And I go out the back door, which was just nothing but a big parking lot. And it was a big empty parking lot. There were no cars there. It was marked off for the cars, but there were no cars there. And I go flying through the parking lot, and I fall down on my hands and knees. And I'm just beating the pavement right like that. I can't believe you're cheating on me. How can you do this to me? How could you do this to me? And I was literally heartbroken. But I was crying so hard that my tears was forming this great big huge puddle in the parking lot. And every time I'd smack the pavement like that, my tears would come up and hit me in the face. And I was going, and I was literally drowning in my own tears in my dream. And that was weird. And at the same time, okay, keep that dream in mind. At the same time, my husband was having a dream. He was having a dream that him and these 2 other guys, he said he didn't know those 2 other guys, but they all decided to take a fishing trip. And they were going to fish in the New River. But he said the New River looked more like an ocean because you couldn't see any land around it once you got so far out. So they were on a boat, and they went out to the New River. And he told him, he said he didn't want to go all the way out there, that just drop him off on the rock. He said there was a rock sticking up, and he told them, just drop me off on this rock and pick me up on your way back. So they dropped him off on the rock, and he said he said it was a rock just big enough for him to stand on. So he said he dreamed he was standing there fishing off the New River rock, and said he kept looking for that boat because he had to pee. And so he kept waiting on that boat, and he said he looked and looked and looked and held as long as he could. He never did see that boat with those 2 men coming back. So he figured, well, if he didn't see that boat with the 2 men and couldn't see nothing but water, then nobody could see him. So he was just going to piss off the New River rock. So he said he started pissing off that rock. And that's when he woke up. So actually what had happened, when he was pissing off that rock in his dream, he was actually pissing in the bed. And when I was hitting the pavement in my dream, I was hitting the mattress, and his piss come up and hit me in the face. Isn't that just disgusting? Disgusting, yet so coincidental and so funny at the way it happened. And so we got up, and he was telling me his dream. I was telling him my dream, and we changed the sheets and the whole bed and everything, and just had a good laugh over it. That was just so funny. And and then another dream that I had was, and Joe had basically the same dream. I dreamed that I was in the house that the kids grew up in, and we was having this big, huge family reunion, and everybody was there. Just everybody was there. And somebody had come running out and told me that the toilet was overflowing in the bathroom. And so I go running into the bathroom, and the water in the toilet was just clear, and it was up at the top, and it was just, coming out. And I thought, well, why is it overrunning? And in the hole in the toilet, I could see like a pair of blue jeans sticking out. So I got down on my knees, and I reached my arm down in there, and I pulled that leg of that blue jeans out, and it was a pair of blue jeans. But yet it was attached to a shirt, and I was pulling out like this tons of men's clothes, and I kept tossing them over my shoulder, And so while I'm tossing those, I'm going to ignore it. While I'm tossing those clothes over my shoulders, they just kept coming out and coming out. I got sidetracked. Hang on a minute. Anyway, so I'm tossing these clothes out over my shoulder. Anyway, so Joe had a dream that same night. He said he dreamed that he was in the house that he grew up in, the same house I dreamed about. And he said he didn't know what was going on, but everybody was there. The whole family and tons of people was there, like in my dream. And he said that it must have been a family reunion, and he didn't have any clothes. He said he couldn't find any clothes to wear, that he had lost all his clothes, and he couldn't find them. And that was funny because both dreams were exactly the same, except in his dream, he couldn't find his clothes. And in my dream, I found men's clothes coming up out of the toilet. That was bizarre. Anyway, dreams are a funny thing. I've got a lot of dreams that I can tell. There's another one about a man in a cowboy hat, but that's going to be a long one, so I'll just leave that one for my next segment because I see my time is running out a little bit. And I'm not going over in this video because I am going to post this. Now, if you're watching it, you'll know I was successful. And until next time, bye-bye.